Why is tax awareness so important?
That's a big one.
Yeah.
That's a really big one.
And that's an intimidating one because when we look at taxes, there's so much that we can know about the tax code and learn about it. And it changes.
The tax code changes. We just had the passage of the big, beautiful bill, which extended the tax cuts that happened in 2016. They claim it's permanent, but it's quite frankly permanent until it's changed.
Right.
So it is overwhelming. It is scary to people. But let me break this down very simplistic. Think of the tax awareness is you've got three different tax types. You've got pre-tax money that has never been taxed. Think of retirement plan at work. Then you have after-tax money that's already been taxed. We sometimes refer to those as non-qualified assets. Qualified assets are pre-tax. And then we've got non-retirement or non-qualified. And then we have Roths, which are tax-free. And let me break each of these down just real briefly.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this is kind of a reoccurring theme because I feel like as I'm thinking about this, it's like take inventory of what you've got. So not only the allocation part of it, but back to this question, it's like it's important for you to know how much you have in each one of these categories or these tax types. But the pre-tax is a very easy way for people at work to set aside money and certainly put up to at least what the employer's matching. But if I'm making $75,000 a year and I put $5,000 into my retirement plan, instantly I only report $70,000 of income, not including deductions and anything else. So it's like, well, why wouldn't I save that money? Well, that's what the pre-tax does. But the challenge is with the pre-tax is if I put away $5,000 a year and I do that for 40 years and my nest egg, my retirement plan grows to $1 million, I paid no tax on that money. But I did get some tax benefit along the way. And we won't necessarily get in that today, but at some point the government's going to force you to start pulling that money out. Currently it's age 73 because they want their taxes.
Mm-hmm.
It's called a required minimum distribution. So, but that's the pre-tax bucket. And there's nothing wrong with having money in pre-tax. The second bucket is after-tax money or non-qualified assets. And that's just, think of it this way. If you decided, Cammie, to invest $200 a month and you invested it into a mutual fund, and 20 years from now, that account was worth $150,000, you could pull that money out. You would only pay tax on the appreciation or the gain.
Sure.
The other thing is, as you go along, any dividends or capital gains that mutual fund kicks out, you pay as you go. Whereas in the pre-tax, you don't pay anything until you physically pull the money out. So that's the after-tax. There's no restrictions. There's no penalties for early withdrawal other than the market fluctuation. But it's completely liquid, but you will pay tax as you go.
Okay.
And then third one that I alluded to is the Roth. And the Roth is near and dear to my heart because it eliminates one of the biggest uncertainties, in my opinion, and that is what our future tax rate's going to be. And we've seen this over and over and over again where people have worked for the same employer for 30 or 40 years. They set aside 5%, 10%, and all of a sudden they retire and they've got this big amount of money that's in their retirement plan and they've never paid tax on it. And what they find is if they take a pension from their employer, they take Social Security, and they're like, Dan, we've got $1 million, $2 million in my 403B, 401k, and I really don't even need that. And then all of a sudden they get to be 73 years old and they're forced to start pulling money out. It just compounds that tax problem. So rounding the whole, is tax awareness important? Absolutely. It's very critical that you understand how much do you have in pre-tax and how much do you have in Roth and how much do you have in after-tax.